Hi beautifuls, welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology and everything else I cover is above on the screen. Now, we don't like long intros, so my contacts are directly below, and how to book, what, where, why, how has been all left to the end. Those of you who have clicked the link, I do automate posts to keep you in the loop as when I'm coming live and where I'm going to be. So without further ado, let's get into the update and the real reason you're here. Enjoy. Grab a cuppa, sit back and relax. Love to hear your feedback. Virgo, what a unique month. The devil in the detail is here for your taking. Now, yes, I can answer 23 super chat questions as over. I have to get the method right. Yes, you can ask them below. Okay, we do have additionally throughout the month additional romance reads. This is going to cover both your love for singles and couples as well as everything that could come at you this month, which we do know you guys are very detail and orientated, and I'm going to give you what you're needing to get through this month to get you to the other side. Very separately, we do have super chats on Fridays through the twin flame videos, and we're live at 10 a.m. and the super chats are $11. So if you want to move above that, you can ask a free one directly below. Without further ado, let's get into the update. Now, I do see that there's a circumstance playing out at the moment and it's just not making sense, okay? So you can see the dream, you can see the reality of what it's going to be, and sometimes we have to take a critical eye on situations, and it can be those hard yards we have to take to get to the other side. Now, especially for those of you, both with your emotions, your self-esteem, there can be this self-critique coming up, but also you may not be feeling as though you can do everything, and your zodiac sign can really juggle. However, it can be getting it to that point that you could be automatically second guessing yourself. I do feel some of these things are old fears coming up. To do with control and, success, so to speak. And especially when it does come to your future goals, I am seeing for many of you, it's almost this nervousness that where you're going is going to take you to the polar opposite of what you're actually intending it to be. I do feel for both couples and singles, you're kind of coming through the gate in the same fashion. There's this protectiveness. This can be towards home, stability, your finances. I do feel there's an upheaval and a change, but it also can be diving deep to really get to the root causes of these areas. Many of you are going to feel a little bit protective of yourself, but you're also making changes in your life throughout the month of October in very testing times, so to speak. I'm always divinely protected and I know I am safe. And I think it's almost you're creating that safety. This can be within your finances, your boundaries, what you're doing. My body and mind are in balance. I am healthy. This is going to be a hard transit for Virgos. The reason being that the transit at the moment with Mercury is quite intuitive in nature, and sometimes it feels almost imaginative. It's like we can be concocting these things in our mind, but we really can use this time in a very healthy way to imagine the best dream we've ever had. But also by embodying it, sometimes when we start receiving certain things, it can be, did I actually want this? So I feel you guys are sort of on the fence. You're excited. At the same time, you're nervous, but you're following your instincts. And I guess that's the innate being of the Libra transit through Mercury. You're tuning into the give and take, but you're also tuning into how you're seeing yourself and how you directly feel in your life. I do feel there's been a 360, and I feel for many of you, your self-esteem after moving through this portal is going to be deeply changed, and you can actually, for some of you, be getting a pay rise, but I feel you're going to be speaking pretty down on it direct. Those of you in a connection currently, your purpose is moving forward, and again, I do see a lot coming at you. So if you are doing the renegotiations inside of your connection, I see a lot of talk going on. I do see a lot to do with the planning and the implementation, and it is like a renegotiation, but there can ultimately be a lot coming at you and more research needing to be done. And again, it kind of is falling in your lap. Do all things in moderation. It's like there's a lot going on, okay? This can be with love, with children, with family, with work, with money, with tax. It just feels that there's a lot coming at your zodiac sign and a lot to plan. I also feel you may be communicating and saying, hey, let's talk about the grit. Let's talk about the stability and the safety within the connection. Let's talk about not only the give and take, but what we directly can depend on. And some of you might be looking at insurances and things to that degree, but I feel there is a plan. I also feel your self-esteem growing could also be causing some sense of confusion with your love interest. They may be taking it very differently to what you're meaning. And really, your zodiac sign is trying to get its health back in order. It's trying to get its vibration back in order. Emotions, old emotions, Virgo, if they are coming up, we can sort of have that element between going on our food and off our food. But again, I still do see this being a very diving deep kind of moment for you. But it's what you're going to reveal to your love interest. But I do feel you kind of moving through the matrix of confusion to get to the other side. And initially, if you were to respond to your love interest, I do feel it might come through a little bit choppy at this point in the month. As we do move to about the third week, especially be really wary around the 15th, it can actually be a very difficult day. So it's potentially not the best for communication, but we may need to deal with some very difficult situations in order to get to the other side. Those of you at the moment, if you're on the fence or you're single, there's, as I mentioned, there's a lot of confusion, and Mercury isn't making it any nicer, so to speak, but it is doing us a favor. Many times when we look at Mercury retrograde, we look at our love life and we look at our finances and our career, and we're sort of trying to work out how to navigate that. Things do speed up, but things do slow down, but it's in a kind of oxymoron way where things are coming at us, but it's like we're not doing the cleanup anytime soon, but we're getting further ahead than we know. I do feel when it does come to confusion, it's almost like you feel, are you presumptuous to ask? Are you presumptuous to feel? And that's for those of you who are in between or even twin flame soulmates that are kind of looking where this is going. And I feel you're actually asking yourself on this occasion, Virgo, you know, transactions are never a one-sided way. And I feel you're spiritually digging deep inside yourself and saying, what do you really want where you're going, you know? Is it affecting your vibration? Do you have the healthy boundaries? Which I feel most of you do, but I think you're really checking into who the new vibration of you is, and if it's going to resonate with the path moving forward with this particular romantic interest you have in mind. I feel there's something you need to ask them, and I feel it's almost like a cross-wire may have occurred. Yeah, it's like transparency. I'm sort of feeling it's like something's been lost in translation, and you're sort of wanting to ask where this person stands. For those of you that aren't in communication, you're almost feeling that you're having to ask yourself, okay, did I understand what that process was with that person? I do feel for some of you, if you're directly in communication, which is a very large potential at this point, you may be thinking that you can't have your requests there on hand, and you really, really can. This is a wonderful time to really dig deep, speak to the people if they are coming back from the past, and really renegotiate those terms. But you will realize through it is that even through the darkness, light can come. It's very Pluto in orientation. And I do feel the potential is, you know, it's the old analogy of what, you know, what are we willing to sacrifice? But I do feel ultimately this is all about balance. I do feel there's something of a bugbear and a question that you have for this person. I feel until you either A, have closure on it, or B, you're able to ask this person this question, I just don't feel you're really willing to co-sign, okay? That's how it's coming through right now. We will check in week by week, so come and join us. And I may find different areas relating to your health and your career, which are hyperlinking back to romance. Regardless, we will be doing more romance during the month and on the lives on Friday. Career at the moment, I do see, even for couples and singles, you've got these big plans, but you might have been really burning that midnight oil. Maybe there was health-related dynamics going on. I do feel after the Pisces moon, things should settle down. But at the same time, when it does come to employment, it's you're having to do too much. And the really important thing is during Mercury retrograde, and especially for your zodiac sign, It's really key, and you're going to find this happening in 2022, to really delegate the task to people. You guys are really good with the devil in the detail. If you are potentially managing your own company, it's really getting it to the point that nothing's really this month going to look perfect, but you're definitely going to find things that aren't flowing. And I feel through that problem solving kind of viewpoint that you guys physically have, you're going to be able to do the job 10 times better moving forward. It is a temporary portal in the month. I also feel for many of you, be it you coupled or single, you're being pulled in different directions and you're being a little bit critical. This can be impacting your health and your well-being. Try and pace yourself where you can have a break and really create those healthy boundaries of yeses and nos. Even those of you who are on the fence, loving yourself, I do also feel from a financial point of view, there are fears to do with money at the moment, and that is because you've got transits going through your second house. Don't bite off more than you can chew, especially if you're purchasing an asset or there's something shifting about connecting to home. I do feel by November, there can be transformations there. And if things at home weren't flowing as well, they really can get back onto an even keel, and it can be different. Particularly, we may need to shift some things about, but there can be fears relating to deeper commitments with financial related dynamics, be it it's a contract or in a relationship. By facing these things, we can then go, okay, let's ask with sincerity, let's have these conversations. And I do feel even those of you within a connection, you're really looking at the forward tense. So really open that chain of communication so the person directly understands, from what perspective you're coming from. Some of them, yes, can be self-fulfilling prophecies, but I feel your intuition is clocking in and it's causing nervousness and it's pausing you because something is there to be looked at. Those of you at the moment that are unemployed, I feel you're kind of loosening the reins and going off in a direction that is going to serve you. And I feel that mind is really craving that creativity. It's craving something to own in a sense that you can work on. And I feel it's really important to have purpose. So I don't directly feel it's just to do with cash. I feel it's more to do with the fact that it's a routine, it's purpose, it's mission. And it's something that's really going to vibe you up. And I feel most of you, once you know what move you're taking, really by mid-month, I see you actually taking direct steps. This is going to help you move in the right direction. It's going to give you your vibration back as well as your self-esteem, plus the finances. People around you at the moment in the external, they may be giving you advice. And again, ultimately speaking, it's only you who can answer these questions. Regardless, I feel you're trying to see everyone's perspective. I do feel for some of you, there may be a negotiation. Now this, yes, it can be in love and it can be almost like, okay, you're wondering why a person is communicating in a certain fashion, why you're doing certain things. But I feel there's, some of you are clocking into your intuition and you're like, look, I'm hearing a porcupine. That's what I hear directly coming through. So you're ready to talk about the good, the bad and the ugly. It's not just going to be the sugar-coated candy. I feel this is a real deep and meaningful conversation about the future and where things are going. Now, it's not that we can control what another person feels about it, but I do feel spiritually and sincerity, it keeps staring at me. It's the sincerity of being who you are, regardless of what the outcome's going to be, because ultimately, if we are being something we're not, we can't do that forever. That will be more hard work. Yeah, something's got to give, and I feel even on the health side, look, I do feel if you're trying to pull things together for a grand plan you have, coupled or single, I think you're going to be able to achieve it. The wake-up call might have been some health-related dynamics that you had a few months back, but I do feel you're coming out of that. But it's important to keep your stress levels down, especially moving into 2022. I do feel the wake-up call is because you're trying to get so much done. But I do feel many of you have had a light bulb moment. It can be in the sphere of health. So especially because your zodiac sign relates to health, it might be a holistic approach. It could be something that you're seeing you're sitting on a gold mine. Again, I would say during Mercury retrograde, really dig into the detail of maybe what that business plan or venture is. And have a look at how you can do that. Be it it's a YouTube channel, be it it's something spiritual and holistic. Stay focused on where you want to go, but do the devil in the detail during Mercury retrograde. And I do feel it's going to really set you up to be able to critique it, but also to see what the potential, the true potential can be. There are dramas, like I said, around family at the moment. It is going to ease up, but it can take, you know, by November. If you need to communicate, just keep that chain of communication open. The movement in that area can intensify because we're going to have planets going direct. But I do feel ultimately, if this is all to do with what you want to do and who you are, Virgo, just be you, okay? Because ultimately we have to live with ourselves for the rest of our life. And, you know, another person can't walk in our shoes, but we have to live our authentic truth. I will dig deeper through the week in these romantic situations because I do feel there's some revelations coming through. And I do feel many of you are going to have communication from people from the past, but it's whether you're trusting this situation to move ahead. If you do want to ask a free super chat question, I'm going to pick 20. So jump on now and do feel free to ask. Otherwise, if you want to join us and you want to have that human interaction during the lives, we're live every Friday at 10 a.m. and the super chats are at $11. Love and light. I'll see you during the week. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings. If you do need to find the link for the Members Hub, it is directly below in the information box, or you can see above on the screen, it's on the main page. Now we have 3 tier levels, as well as on Fridays, we are live on the main platform. By clicking the bell, I automate posts for both the members and the main page, plus any additional information I feel you need. The website is been updated and we do have a lot more content on it, as well as new products coming in 2022. If you do want to join webinars, we have the list, as well as the launch of the Age of Aquarius with the VIP list. For all my other media content, follow me live on the links below. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we all have it covered and we have more content coming. See you during the week.